Hey everybody, back again. If you haven't seen Con Air, I'm pretty sure it's about to become the number one stream movie probably in America, at least for today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Rogers kind of showed up to training camp looking like Nicolas Cage from Con Air, so it's kind of funny. But enough of that. I don't care about that. I'm just excited. Rogers is back, playing football, and ready for the season to start. I couldn't be more excited. There's so much happening and exciting news and moving parts, players moving, coming and going. But the main thing is 12 showed up. He looked happy. Obviously, he's having fun, and that's what you want to see out of your $50 million man, $150 million man, whatever, two-time MVP, guy that was supposed to be done years ago and supposed to be gone years ago. Either way, they figured it out. He's back, and I couldn't be more excited that the season is getting started. I mean, we still got some some weeks and at least a month here to go, but we are so close, so close. And at least now we have some stuff to talk about. Hopefully no injuries coming up, but there's going to be things to talk about. There's going to be moving parts with other teams. There's going to be so much happening around the league, and this is just where everything begins. So the Packers decided to make some moves. They did release some guys that I thought might actually make a push for a roster spot. Trey Serling, the safety, who I talked about a little bit, he's gone. Riley Texada, who I think was on the roster last year, and then another D-line player, and then Eli Wolf at the tight end, who also played a little bit, I thought, last year. I at least saw him on the roster here and there. So interesting to see those guys gone now. They brought in some new pieces like this, that Sal Cannella guy, like I talked about in the other video. And now they brought in Dallin Levitt, which is a safety. He's 5'10", 195. He played for Utah State, which is interesting. Well, I have a cousin, she goes to Utah, but Utah State is, not a real big school, so it's interesting to see, a guy come out of there, and we'll see if he makes the team. There's been news about him, so there must be some kind of excitement around him. So I think he was on the Raiders practice squad, and might have played some preseason last year, but otherwise he's all these safeties. There's definitely a competition battle for that third and fourth safety spot. So it's anybody's game really. And now that Trey Serling is gone, which I thought, like I said, I thought he might be around. It's really wide open. So Tariq Carpenter, I think, has the inside track, and obviously Vernon Scott and Sean Davis probably will be the guys. But really, it's that's what we have training camp. So one of these undrafted free agent rookies is gonna make the team. It happens every year. Sometimes there's more than one, and that's just how it is. So 53 guys, see who makes it. They also signed cornerback Dante Vaughn, who is 6'2", and so I like big physical corners. Everybody doesn't like Kevin King. I kind of like Kevin King. 6'3", 300 or 200 pounds. I like Kevin King. He gets burned. He shouldn't be covering Julio Jones. He shouldn't be covering anybody's number one or number two receiver. But if you get him in the third, fourth receiver area, and he kind of is just helping on some, here and there plays, and you got other guys covering the real threats, he can be a solid four. So, so we'll see how that all goes. But having a guy that's 6'2", that they just picked up, I like the fact that these guys can be big and physical, and obviously Douglas is 6'2" as well. So Packers are kind of getting that big physical corner, and then Jair, who's just elite. So very cool to see. They added to the offensive line with Ty Clark. He played for Arkansas. He's like 6'4", 300 pounds, but he played center mostly, but he played time. He had time at tackle and guard for Arkansas, so a guy to watch for a little bit. Just keep an eye out for him. And then this is pretty cool. They got Sal Cannella from the USFL, the tight end that had the most receiving yards in a game for the first year of the USFL. But they also just picked up the day that Tampa Bay gets Julio Jones, which the Packers were kind of in the mix for. They were talking about Julio a little bit. They thought they might bring him in since Julio, he's been waiting for a team. Camp's just about to start. Tampa Bay went and got him. So now Tom Brady has Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and Chris Godwin. No Gronk, but whatever tight end they put out there, Brady will probably figure out a way to make it work. And, yeah, that's that. So Julio Jones had Tannehill the last 2 years, I think, and his numbers kind of went down. They were kind of down with Matt Ryan at the end there. The Falcons kind of flamed out after that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots. So Julio may have a lot left in the tank. He hasn't really been utilized like he used to over the years, and it's still Julio Jones, so something to watch for. But anyway, while Buccaneers were getting Julio Jones, the Packers picked up another guy from the USFL, like I was saying, Osiris Mitchell, 6'5", which I like, and he hasn't played a snap in the NFL, but he was on the Cowboys last year as an undrafted free agent out of Mississippi State. But at 6'5", I mean, the guy has a chance to make our roster. Maybe if he can beat out, Tor, or if Watkins doesn't make it. Watkins has been placed on the non-football injury list along with Keisean Nixon. I don't know much about either of what the reasoning is for them being on the list. I know Watkins had some football camp down in Florida last week, so I thought he was ready to go, but maybe it's something, it's non-football injury list, so I don't really know what the deal is there. And Keisean Nixon, I just don't know enough about yet. I know he came over from Oakland with Rich Bisaccia, one of his guys, kind of a special team guy, and that's really all I know about him. So we'll see how that goes. Mercedes Lewis, he's entering his 17th season. The guy is, he still loves the block. He still is like one of the most physical tight ends in the league. Probably still one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. Run blocking, pass blocking. Maybe Kittle's better just because of his, enthusiasm. But Mercedes Lewis has been doing it for 17 years, like I said. And in the interview with him just recently, he said, still enforcing the pain. So, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, I am more than excited about everything that's gonna be happening now. The Packers, camp starts. Like they have 12 practices open to the public. A few this week. I think they have 3 this week, and then they have some in August, and then the first preseason game is August 12th. So that's like 2 weeks basically. So it's really coming up quick. A lot of these guys are on the bubble. They need to be out there. They need to work with Rodgers. They don't have 2-a-days and all this time together that like they used to. Christian Watson is now sitting out. He needs to get this connection with Rodgers. Rodgers is going to be out there trying to figure out which guys he can rely on and trust, and Watson's not going to be there to really get that, rapport with them. So it will be interesting to see how long it takes for Watson to get back out on the field. I don't really even know what the injury is. If the Packers knew about it before they drafted him, they did just sign him, and you have to pass a physical to be signed, so that is a good sign. But hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully he can get out there quick. Obviously, like I said, there's these training camps practices, they're going to go by quick. There's only 12, that are open to the public. So I know they have time to work on stuff otherwise, but it's just every minute really is so important, especially we don't know how much longer Rodgers is going to play. We need him to we need to get the most out of his talent and the team's ability when we can. Just the defense is so stacked, and we can really formulate a pretty good offensive line here with Bach and Jenkins coming back. If they do, I'm still worried about both of them. So we'll see how that all formulates. A lot of questions still being asked. A lot of information we still need before we'll be able to really understand how the season might play out. I can't wait. So super excited. That's really it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.